Welcome to day 80, folks, of the Storage 100 series. I'm Joe Downs with the Storage Moguls. Congratulations, you closed on your first deal. Now the real work starts. That's where you want to be, right? That's what you want to hear. Well, today I'm going to give you a high level 30-day playbook you can use. So when you do hear those words and you finally take over that facility, you know what to do. And if you want to hang out with folks who know the full operational playbook and toolkit that goes with it, head to storagemoguls.ai. That's storagemoguls.ai. Because it's our free AI powered community with GPT tools, immersive multimodal learning, and content across all storage verticals, not just self storage. So you can start for free and level up at your own pace. Okay, back to the celebration because it's over. And today's day one of your first 30 days. At least that's the identity shift we're going to make here, right? You just closed. Now it's time to do the work. So this transition period, folks, is where you either secure your investment or you let it slip away through inaction. We've distilled this into a clear, actionable playbook so you know exactly what to do and when to do it. Today, I'm going to walk through the immediate steps you'll need to take to establish control and set the stage for value creation. So let's start with the most important task on day one. Very first thing you must do is secure the money, because if you don't control the cash flow, you don't control the asset. Your absolute priority on day one is to make sure every dollar coming in lands in your bank account, not the previous owners. This means you have to immediately transfer bank accounts and update all payment processing systems. Really, you should have set that up beforehand. Change the locks on any physical cash flow boxes or offices where money is handled. Don't forget to review all auto pay settings to ensure the transition is seamless for tenants, but secure for you. Once the money's locked down, then we move on to the people. Because after the money's secured, the next 3 days are all about establishing trust and clarity with your tenants. Tenants hate uncertainty. So you need to communicate immediately and clearly about the change in ownership. Send a formal introduction via email and physical mail, telling them who you are and how to reach you. Post physical notes at the gate and office because not everyone checks their email. Most importantly, clearly detail the new payment methods and reassure them that the rates and access hours remain unchanged for now. This prevents panic and keeps the rent flowing. All right, so now that the tenants know who you are and you've hopefully calmed them down, it's time to meet the team. In week one, you need to assess the existing staff before you make any rash decisions. Your first meeting with the manager should be immediate, establishing your authority while opening lines of communication. You need to review their processes by asking how they handle move-ins, late fees, and maintenance. This will quickly identify any operational gaps. Ask them to identify problem tenants. Who's always late? Who complains? Who's storing maybe questionable prohibited items? You have 1 week to decide. Keep or replace them. Don't fire them on day one unless you absolutely have to. Don't wait longer than a week, though, to make the final call on competence and attitude. While you're assessing the people, you also need to assess the property. You'll want to inspect everything again to find problems before they find you. This means walking every single unit to check for physical damages, leaks, and prohibited items. You also need to verify that the lock status matches your rent roll. Test the gate system thoroughly because it's your primary security feature. Ensure codes and sensors are aligned, or codes work and sensors aligned. Finally, check all the security systems. Verify all the cameras are recording and that the facility lighting is adequate for night access. This inspection creates your prioritized fix-it list, and it's going to distinguish between immediate safety hazards and cosmetic upgrades. On to week two, which is all about implementing basic systems because systems prevent chaos. You need to install or update your management software right away, whether it's SiteLink, Storage, ESS, Cubby, Tenant Inc., whatever, because this is the central nervous system of your entire operation. You also need to document every single standard operating procedure from move-ins to late fees so you aren't relying on memory or the previous owner's bad habits. Finally, set up QuickBooks. Track every dollar from day one. You can't manage what you don't measure. Once these systems are in place, you can move on to the next critical step, cleaning up the rent roll. Week three is dedicated to addressing delinquencies and cleaning up that rent roll. This is a critical step because you need to establish new ownership standards immediately. First, review all accounts to identify exactly who owes money and how long they've been past due. Don't hesitate to send formal late notices right away to show you're serious about collections. If necessary, start the legal lien process according to your state laws. Your goal is to collect as much revenue as possible, and many tenants will pay once they realize the new owner is actively managing the property. All right. Now we've established the income. We can focus on improving the physical asset. So that's week 4. We're going to shift our focus to planning and improvements, which means prioritizing budgeting and executing. Start with quick wins that give you an immediate visual impact, like fix broken lighting, installing fresh signage, clean up some landscaping. Next, you need to budget for major repairs. Get quotes for the roof, asphalt, and gate system, any replacements. You can allocate CapEx funds and protect the asset long term. Create a detailed 90-day plan that orders your tasks by urgency and ROI, assigning contractors and deadlines for organization and execution. And always communicate these improvements to your tenant. This builds goodwill and sets the stage for future rate increases. These 4 weeks, folks, set the tone. All right. And I have one closing thought for you. The first 30 days sets the tone for your entire ownership. So you need to move fast on critical items. You can't afford to wait or procrastinate on implementing systems or addressing delinquencies. You also need to communicate constantly, whether it's with your new manager, your contract, or your tenant or your tenants. If you handle these first 4 weeks correctly, you'll stabilize the asset and set yourself up for success. All right. If you found this 30-day plan helpful, please subscribe, like, share it. Show the world you're putting in the work. They will thank you later for giving them a clear roadmap when you approach them with your first deal. All right. Next up, day 81, hiring a manager versus managing yourself. That is a good question. Remember, the first 30 days set the tone for everything that follows. Nail the transition and you build momentum. Fumble it and you're playing catch up for months. We've done this at Belrose 20 times now, and we share every lesson inside Storage Moguls community. So come on over and join it for free at storagemoguls.ai. There's a seat waiting for you. storagemoguls.ai. See you tomorrow.